All right.
You recording already?
Huh? I do a little intro and then I introduce you.
Thing is awkward,
Why?
Because then you're just looking at the phone, it's weird.
Yeah, it's like fucking TV. It's like being a newscaster or whatever.
Feels like TV, yeah.
Doesn't it?
Kind of.
Feel like
Bright ass light in my eyes.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
I would put that in the background, but
No, it's
I'm in a
not.
rush today. All right. Today on the show, Mona Lisa's eating cake, fantasy football turns into a real life slapping, and who's walking this way back into rehab? All that and more today on the JamEasy Times. I'm your host, James JamEasy Cummins, and today I'm here with an extra special guest, Shy Boy. Or do you want me to give you your real name?
No, don't be giving out my government, man. Shit.
Yeah, today my first non-comedian guest, and coincidentally he is a shy boy.
I'm a man at the end of the day.
Yeah. No disrespect. That's your own nickname. I didn't give it to you. Who gave you that nickname?
I couldn't even tell you. It started when I was in university, man.
Well, and it stuck with you. But every once in a while, a shy boy or a shy man gets in front of the
Let's just
camera.
call it shy guy. I'm a shy guy.
Shy guy.
Yeah,
Let's call it what it is. He's a shy guy. Now, do you know much about what's going on in pop culture? Are you keeping up with it?
I think I'm a little bit like I know a little bit of what's going on, but I'm not like in depth with it, you know.
Have you seen this show before?
Yes, I have.
Have you actually?
Yeah, I have.
What, you watched it or just a clip?
Of course, I watch it, man.
Oh, that's nice.
Why would I not watch it? It's my doc, man. What do you mean?
That's sick. I don't know who's watching. It only gets about 28 watches a week. So those same people, I'm guessing it's the same people every week. Now, out of the headlines I read, did you know anything that I'm talking about?
The Mona Lisa cake thing. I saw that.
Yeah. So let's start there. Yeah. All right. So guy where's the Mona Lisa? Is it in France?
I have no clue.
Producer, look that up. No, I don't know either. But what I do know is there's a guy that was dressed up as an old lady in a wheelchair. Mm-hmm. That's how he got close to it. And then got out and threw cake on it. Now, if anyone's worried about the Mona Lisa, she was behind glass.
Okay.
So she's okay. She's not going to get fat this summer. She's going to keep that shape and that smile that we all know and love. That Mona Lisa look, you know?
Mona Lisa smile?
That Mona Lisa smile.
Yeah.
Just a little, a little sneaky one. Now, do you know why he threw cake on her?
I heard he was protesting something stupid.
So he's like, we need to take care of the earth. We're not taking care of the earth. Artists take care of the earth. That's what he was trying to say.
Okay, but my thing is like, how does throwing cake on an old picture, like, bring awareness or like help save the earth? I don't get it.
Hey, how does creating a blockade in front of Ottawa make us not have to take the vaccine anymore? I don't know, but it worked. Did it not? Are we not outside right now?
I mean, we all still got to get the vaccines looking like, but
there is still protests going on, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? Are we done with this?
Right.
Believe in the Lord, Are you a big art guy?
I mean, I like art, but I don't follow it like that. If I see something I like, then
Who made the Mona Lisa?
That's a bad question.
I think isn't it Leonardo da
Vinci? I don't know. I don't know.
I think so.
You think so?
If we got it wrong, I'll edit around it.
Yeah, please.
So we don't look so stupid.
Yeah.
One thing you probably do know about is fantasy football, right?
Yeah, I know a little bit.
And fantasy football, sometimes it can get heated. Sometimes people get upset.
Mm-hmm.
So this week, there was 2 MLB players, guys that play in the baseball league, that actually had a beef that started in fantasy football, carry over onto the baseball diamond, when fantasy got too real. And one of them was accused of cheating in the league, and a guy ran into him at the game and slapped him. Mm-hmm. And he got suspended from MLB because he slapped the guy
over fantasy football. He couldn't wait till after the game. Huh?
No. It was a guy named Tommy Pham, and he slapped Jock Peterson.
So, question. When did this fantasy football dispute go down?
Well, it must have been at least, 6 months ago?
So he's been waiting
for the
league
ends in January, and we're in the 5th month, so it has to be at least 4 months ago.
So he's legit been waiting for, like, months to, like, when he sees that guy, he's like, I'm going to slap the shit out of
When I see you, like, and I wonder how he cheated in fantasy. Like, what would make you want to slap a guy in fantasy? Like, how could he cheat? Because, okay, if it's a guy that runs the league, he can cheat because he can whatever, change a setting and make himself win.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it's just like, how could he cheat and be that upsetting?
Maybe he just has a bad understanding of the rules. Because I remember when I first started playing fantasy football, Like, I didn't know about the whole waiver situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have to wait. I'm like third or fourth or fifth on waivers. So I was like, yo, I tried to pick up that guy. How come I can't pick up that guy? And I was ready to fight the commissioner. Yeah. This guy.
Oh, it was me?
Yeah, it was you. Because I was pissed off, man.
Oh, shit. You just slapped me now. What the fuck?
Been waiting on this for 5 years.
Come to think about it, I'm still mad about that. But this guy, yeah, man. I wonder what it was that set it off. I've never been that mad about fantasy, but there was a time where a guy wanted to fight me over fantasy. It wasn't about cheating. It was about shit talking.
Oh yeah.
You know. Yeah. And sometimes the shit talking can get too real, I guess.
I mean, yeah, but
it's all fun and games until somebody brings,
But it's just like internet trolls. Like, you're really gonna get that upset over it? Like, your guys are talking to each other virtually, probably in like a group message or something like that. Like, it doesn't have to be that serious.
Well, it's funny because this guy would his shit talking to me would be like, "Oh, go do a comedy show for 5 people," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm chasing a dream." I'm like, "You hate your life."
You know what that reminds me of? Sorry, this is another pop culture reference of some shit that happened, but the Gervonta Davis fight, did you see that?
Yeah.
Well, did you see the weigh-ins before that?
The shit talk?
That was the worst shit talking I've ever seen in my life.
You hear that? I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. Flatline. You know how it is.
It's bad. I'll put a clip of it in here. He was like talking so meek. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, fuck yeah, yeah. And he would stop. He didn't know exactly what he wanted to say. That guy had never lost before, but he was talking like he's been knocked out a couple times.
Man. He had some CTE going on.
And he got some more this weekend.
Oh man, he went to sleep.
Oh, put that in there. He definitely got some more CTE. Do you think you have CTE? I know I do.
To be honest, I've probably gotten 2 or 3 concussions in my life.
That's it, eh?
That's it, man. My first rule in football was protect yourself first. And I pride myself on not getting hit that much because I'm that fucking good.
Put the highlight tape in here. I definitely, when I first started playing football, I was definitely leading with the head a lot.
Yeah, I hear you.
I also, in soccer, I had a couple just going up for a header and doing some headbutts in the air. Fell out of a tree.
Yeah. Oh.
Ran down the stairs, excited to go grab some chips from the basement one time. You know how you jump from the higher up step when you're a kid?
Yeah.
And I had a low basement ceiling in my old house. And I would jump from the top step and I fucking just cracked my head open on it.
That happened to one of my boys when I was in university. He was like our nose tackle. He was 300 pounds. And he thought he was agile. And he tried to jump down the stairs in our apartment and just smacked his head
off the top.
Blood everywhere. Sorry, Ricks. They're my dog, but that was rough.
That's it. I was like, I hit my head and I just yelled to I'm like, Dad, I think my head's bleeding. And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, what did you do? And then we end up having to go to the hospital. Stay away from the Brampton hospital. If you get a head injury in Brampton, go over to Georgetown. Less of a wait.
I hear that. But I have a question for you. How did you fall out of a tree?
Ooh, that's a good question. So it was summer of grade 8. Soccer team practice got canceled because there was too rainy outside. Now, me and 2 of my friends, we still wanted to play outside. So we were kicking the ball around, and then we ended up climbing a tree. I used to love climbing trees.
Okay.
I love climbing trees. And I was good at it. And that's how I got 30 feet up. So I got 30 feet up, and my friend is throwing a soccer ball at us.
Yeah.
I caught the ball. I throw it back down at him. Whatever. We're playing stupid games to be doing in the tree. The way my boys tell me, I'm jumping from branch to branch eventually, and it's a rainy day, and I'm wearing soccer shoes.
This is Naruto.
And I'm not jumping from tree to tree. I'm jumping branch to branch.
It's pretty impressive. I don't know.
I was sick at climbing trees. I was one of the best.
Okay.
Earlier that day, my cousin's like, "What are you doing today?" I'm like, "I think I'm gonna go climb some trees." Because I would plan my day around climbing trees at one point. So when I go to the hospital, so I fall 30 feet out of a tree. Luckily, I hit a branch 10 feet before I hit the ground.
Yeah.
And which slowed my fall down a bit.
I guess that's a good thing.
Saved my life. I hurt my back.
Yeah.
But they were like, you would have been dead or paralyzed for life if I didn't hit that branch. Because I was going straight down. Land on my head. So I'm like, that's what I'm told. Eric and Phil were there.
This is like straight out of Family Guy. Honestly.
So, firefighter show. Yeah. out at this point. Then I wake up in the hospital, but from now I'm taking over the story from my boys' point of view. They're like, firefighters show up. There was a cheerleading practice going on near the field, and there was like a vodka bottle close to me. They're like, oh, so this guy was drinking in the tree watching the cheerleading practice, fell on his head. Like they're cracking jokes, whatever. I wake up in the hospital, and the nurse is like, I'm gonna have to put this pill up your butt. You can't swallow it right now. And I was like, thanks. And she's like, okay.
Did it hurt?
I can't remember. I was borderline dead, yo. My fucking and I remember my mom like trying to find out where I was that day, and she calls my cousin. She's like, I think he was gonna go climb some trees. Next thing you know, she's meeting up with me at the hospital. Yeah, it's crazy, fucking. But yeah, So, anyways, after that happened, and they said I should have been dead or paralyzed for life. I was like, man, God is really put me on this earth to use my legs. So I thought I was gonna be a sick athlete, which I was a decent athlete in college or in high school, whatever. But I definitely never grew up to be like a pro or anything. But now I do stand-up comedy. Would have had to do wheelchair comedy if anything.
I mean,
would have got a good bit out of it. But then I'd have to talk about my wheelchair all the time.
Yeah, I think that would be a thing.
That's the thing. Like, it's basically a prop at that point.
Yeah, I know it's like you don't want to pull too much attention to your disability, but like I think you would in comedy. You have to. Then I'm the wheelchair guy. Yeah. And then everyone's like, oh, he only gets spots because he's in a wheelchair. But how many jokes are there about wheelchairs? That's what I want to know. About like walking, wheelchairs, all that dark shit, you know?
I don't know, but I know my intro song would be, keep rolling, 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 keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Come on! And I'd be like, give me... Yeah, it would be sick. There's a couple places in Toronto I couldn't perform because they're in basements. Yeah. And they don't... people have to carry me down the stairs.
Yeah, that'd be a little bit hard.
And I'm fat now. As a guy that can use his legs, I can only imagine how fat I would be if I lived in a wheelchair.
He wasn't always fat, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I wasn't.
He didn't always have this gut.
No. 40 pounds ago, I was an athlete. Yeah. Now I'm a shell of a man. When I tell people, remember that year we had to do like combine results and stuff? I had a good one. Yeah. I had a high jump. I had a decent running time. Like I think 40 time was like 4.53, something like that. But my vertical was 37 inches.
I hear that.
Now my vertical is probably like 20 inches.
Don't get it twisted. 4.53 is not a bad 40 time.
It's not bad.
A very good 40
time.
Yeah,
it was good.
Actually.
It was good.
Most people in Canada, especially, most people in general, like athletes, fast athletes, run 4.5s. If you're running 4.4 or 4.3, you're exceptional.
Oh yeah. If you're then you could go to the league. Yeah. Like, and my cone drill was one of the better ones. Like,
just then you know, I think Jarvis Landry ran a slower 40 than you.
And he's in the league.
In the league.
yeah. But he can catch a lot better than me, too. I used to not be able to catch at all until it was actually after high school, when I started playing basketball more that my hands got better. And I'm like, fuck, I wish I played basketball in high school more because I would have got a lot more interceptions. Yeah. A lot of balls came to me, ended up being batted down by accident. But yeah, fucking sports, eh? Before we get off sports, I will say Colin Kaepernick, he's back in the news. He got a tryout with my Raiders. A lot of speculation on, what's going on, what's going to happen. Now, do you think he should be back in the league?
I think he's good enough to be back in the league, but I also think that, I don't know, he kind of made it hard on himself. Not because he took a stand for what he believes in, because, like, I believe in that shit too. Right. You know? But I think it was how he went about it afterwards, and like even like the fact he just wanted to do things his way, and like the NFL is not a your way type of thing; it's a NFL's way type of organization. Yeah, I get what he was trying to do.
Well, the thing is, when he did it, I don't know if you remember. So first he sat down.
Yeah, I was cool with that.
Sat on the bench, but then apparently some like Army people were like, that was disrespect. Some people in his own family were like, that's disrespect. You know what you should do instead? Take a knee.
So he did.
So he already got, like he talked to them about it, like to make it not a disrespect thing, more of a just drawing attention. Then Trump was running for election at the same time, and, he's like, and he made that one of his talking points.
Jump on this,
which America got excited about. What?
America?
You gonna disrespect the flag? You gonna disrespect the anthem?
But when I talk about like
sick anthem,
sick flag. The anthem's way better than ours. I knew the American national anthem before I knew the Canadian.
Their anthem and their flag are way cooler than ours.
100%. Back what I was saying. I'm saying like where I feel like he tried to do it his way was when his whole comeback, like when he was having tryouts for teams and like he had his whole combine. He brought all the teams are supposed to come. The NFL set it up, and he was like, "Nah, we're not doing it at this field. We're going to do it at this field. And I'm going to bring my camera crew. And only these people are allowed in. And, like, the NFL is kind of like, yo, fuck you, man. We're trying to let you back in.
Well, here's the thing. That's why at certain points I was like, okay, they're blackballing him from the league for first year or so.
Yeah, for sure.
But then after that, I'm like, I think now that he's seen how good his own brand is growing off being a guy that's being blackballed from the league, I think he was kind of like, let me keep being blackballed from the league.
This guy's on Netflix and stuff.
Right.
The whole TV show.
No, it worked out good for him.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the TV show.
Some people are saying that the reason Raiders are giving it a tryout is because the NFL, like, back channels and stuff, they're trying to get Mark Davis to sell the team. They're trying to get him out of the league because he's one of the least, like, rich owners. They don't like having a broke-ass bitch in the league, right? But his thing is, if I sign Colin Kaepernick and they're trying to force me out, I can be like, look at these racists.
I mean, they're already like, aren't they suing? Somebody suing over the John Gruden stuff that went down? What's happening with that?
I don't know if someone's suing over that. I know it's like the Flores guys were suing over getting fired from the Miami thing.
But I heard
what's the John Gruden?
I heard that, like, he got, I don't know, something going on. There's some case going on.
The case was in,
and now they're saying, like, well, like, they should get everybody's emails. Why did they? Oh, that's what it was. They realized that the NFL kind of tampered with things to make it, to kind of push that John Gruden stuff out there in order to get him fired. You know what I mean? Like, they targeted him. They're like, yo, let's get this guy now. And then they threw out all the shit on the table.
That's interesting. I didn't know that part because the Redskins, now the football team. Yeah. But they were the ones getting investigated. John Gruden wasn't even a part of the staff. Yeah. John Gruden was just emailing his own brother. Yeah. That was the assistant
you
coach.
You can't be racist and homophobic with your own brother. Who can you be racist and homophobic? Wait.
Okay. Now, the homophobic ones were pretty bad because he's like, if anyone lets that gay guy on the team, we're cutting him out. Which is like, that's fucked up. It is. The racist one was just hilarious. Yeah. Hit the head of the players union. He's like calling him Dumbarius instead of Demarius. Like, that's just funny to me. But and he said he's got lips the size of Michelin tires. And Demarius does have big lips,
but that's still terrible.
He has. Listen, you're black, I'm white. He has bigger lips than both of us put together. Have you seen Demarius' lips?
Yes, I have.
They're pretty big.
They're big lips.
They're big for a black guy. He has exceptionally big lips.
Whatever, man.
I wish my lips were a little bit bigger. I wish I had a bigger upper lip. I'm fine with my lower one.
Now you got me like licking my lips. I'm like,
you're checking yours out? You're feeling self-conscious about it?
I got some big lips, but like you said, they're not as big as this.
No. Compared to now that I have Demarius's floating around in my head, I look around at yours and I'm like, look at this guy's white lips.
You're looking like this.
Yeah, you're giving that Mona Lisa
smile. Speaking of that, you know who is super creepy because of that? The dude that's running for liberal
Stephen Del Duca.
Oh my,
smallest lips.
I cannot take him serious.
He's like,
yeah, I can't take him serious. When he talks, I'm like, this guy's a cartoon character.
So I actually, when I watched him, I watched a bit of the debate. Yeah. And all I got from it was this guy can barely open his mouth.
Me too.
So I posted a clip of that on my Instagram, and my I'll just read my aunt, who's like big liberal. Yeah. She sends me a message.
Oh man, he is very hilarious though. Very hilarious looking. I can't, like, I don't know, like, I'm not big into politics, but just by seeing him in that debate, I was like, I don't know if I could vote for this guy.
Okay, I'll repost this. Look at that. This guy's tiny mouth is so small he can barely open it. I'll post the clip, but then that's all I posted, and then my aunt's response, but he's got good policies, and Doug Ford killed 40,000 seniors, so a tiny mouth is a blip compared to that asshole. And I'm like, I don't vote.
No, I'm not very political either. Like, I think I voted once. Yeah.
I voted once. And did your guy win?
No.
Neither did mine. So if our vote counts, we're losing. Okay. Speaking of polls and winning things, Ryan Seacrest, he's always hosted, America's American Idol, different contests like that. Ryan Seacrest recently, he had a little wardrobe malfunction.
Oh, really? didn't know about
and
this.
he had to. You didn't know about
No,
this?
I didn't know about this news.
So he was hosting a show, and during the commercial break, they told him you have to change your underwear. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They had to change his underwear because apparently you could really see his dick print in this thing. Apparently Ryan Seacrest has a fucking hog, you know.
Was he wearing gray sweatpants?
He was wearing like dress pants. But they're like, we can see the outline of your dick way too good.
Yeah.
So he had to switch underwear, and he didn't have a spare.
But why wouldn't they
So
ask
he had
him
to switch
the pants rather than switch the underwear?
That's a great question.
I think it's the cut of the pants. Like, no, like your junk is too fucking exposed in your underwear. Let's switch out to some baggier underwear. I don't.
No, ones that hold it in even more. And he said they were really tight. And he had to switch underwear with a guy because he didn't have a spare. So he had to switch underwear with his stylist.
Fire me.
Have you ever switched underwear with a guy?
No.
No, neither have I.
Not never.
That's a tough one.
Girls might do some shit like that though. Actually, no. They have a lot of like.
If girls do it,
like acids and stuff in their thing, you know.
Yeah, they might mess up the other girl's pH balance.
Yeah.
Head down, pussy hopping. Head down, pussy hopping. Head down, pussy hopping.
All of a sudden, there's yeast infections everywhere.
Oh my god.
So gross.
Yeah, like guys switching underwear is gross for one reason, but girls it could actually be like health damaging.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, shout out to Ryan Seacrest and his big old dick. Like what a great problem to have. If you're in the news, it's like, oh, you had to switch your underwear because your dick was way too big for those pants. They're like, this is family television.
Yeah.
We don't need to see that thing. You know? It's crazy, man. Speaking of big swinging dicks, Aerosmith walking this way, right back into rehab. Steven Tyler, he had a slip. A lot of these old rock stars, they did lots of drugs in their time.
How
right?
old is he for real though?
Oh, he must be like late 60s, early 70s.
I would think he's in his 80s.
He's been looking old though.
You know, he's looked old for a very long time.
How old this guy is? Okay, he's 74 years old. Some of these rock stars that did the most drugs live pretty long.
Yeah.
Rolling Stones, this guy, like all these guys that are known for like that cocaine era, acid, everything. You're saying do drugs when you're older. A lot of people say do it when you're young.
I'm saying if you do drugs. Like I'm not telling anybody not to do drugs, but it's funny story. Like one of my friends, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna catch COVID. You're gonna catch COVID." He's like, "I don't gotta worry about COVID. I've done every drug known to man." There's so much shit in his body that I think he's just like
have AIDS. What is COVID? Like,
I mean, if you have AIDS, COVID will kill you.
Then you actually do have to worry about it. I've been sharing needles. What am I? You want me to wear a mask? I just grabbed a needle off that homeless man. Said, "Can I finish that?"
No, but for real, he's really old, and I feel like if he is gonna still be doing drugs at his age, and he still has money, if you still have enough money to support your habit and live a good life.
Well, his thing was he got a foot injury, and he was sober for probably like the last 3-4 years, like a while. He was doing pretty good,
Start taking them perks.
That's exactly what happened. That's what sucks. Like if you're a recovering addict, like and you have something that needs pain medicine, it's a slippery slope. Next thing you know.
That's very true. But like, what do you take? Like Advil and hope for the best?
I know. No.
What do you do?
What do you do?
Like, you just thug it out. Take the pain. No, I really like. As much as I say, like, if you're old and you're doing drugs, they'll do drugs. Like, nobody should do drugs. It's bad for you.
Don't worry, this is not for kids.
It's very bad.
I always put 18 plus on this thing.
It's very bad.
If you're gonna tell everyone not to do drugs, but like from worst to best, what's the one drug that they gotta try?
The one drug worse.
I
haven't tried that many drugs to be like.
But don't do drugs. But if you're gonna try drugs, try this one.
Okay, like I used to be a very avid weed smoker. I don't smoke as much weed anymore.
Weed doesn't count.
Weed doesn't count. Okay,
we're talking drugs here, not
drugs.
Weed is like same level as beer.
I don't know. Like, cocaine's not that bad. Cocaine's it's all right. But I don't see how people get addicted to cocaine. For me, it's just like you do it and like you're like super hype and you want to talk a lot and you might start grinding your teeth a little bit and then it's just like it's over.
Yeah, I've had
but it's a great time. It's a great.
I've had good times.
Yeah, Great times.
It's kept the night going.
Yeah.
On nights where I was like, if I was just drinking, I would have been passed out right now. But
it's a good leveler. It levels.
It levels you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say if I was gonna tell everyone try one drug, it would either be acid, shrooms, or Molly.
Yeah, I hear that. But
Molly is like just a good ass time.
Yeah, Molly's a good time. You're gonna be feeling good. But
acid and shrooms, you're gonna learn something.
Yeah.
You're also gonna have a good time, but you might have a life altering like realization.
Yeah, or you might go crazy. Luck of the draw, man.
True.
Luck of the draw.
Don't do drugs. Unless you're cool. Then try it.
At least
If you're uncool, do not do drugs. Because you might become a lot less cool and kill yourself.
Oh, yeah. It's funny. I knew this guy. I don't know what he smoked, but like he was completely normal before he started smoking weed. Like it was more than weed had to be. And then like he smoked, and then he was never the same again. He was like a space cadet after that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I have one guy that's weird just off weed.
I don't know if it was just weed.
Okay.
Cause like, have you ever smoked salvia?
Yeah.
That was a good time. It was a good time. Salvia was a good time for me.
That's the one like the Native Indian stuff, right?
I think
you
can
get it from a convenience store.
Yeah.
My God,
I had a great time.
I felt like I was like the walls were closing in on me. I was so hot.
Yeah.
I was like, never want to feel that again.
You just had a bad trip, man.
What happened with you?
I felt like I was outside in the snow, but it was really hot, and like I was enjoying myself, and I was just like going for a laugh. I had the best laugh of my life.
Damn.
There's a video of it somewhere, but I had a really good time.
Speaking of bad trips though, and people that shouldn't do drugs, I did do shrooms with a guy one time. It was at his condo. It was me, him, and another friend, and you could tell he was like going to a bad place.
Mm-hmm. Right,
and he's like, I'm gonna go to my room, whatever. He was, kept himself separate from us for a little bit. Now at his place, the way the couch was set up, like his bedroom door would come out behind the couch, so we're all facing the TV now. Me and my other buddy. We actually started watching Chappelle, like a stand-up, like a Chappelle stand-up. This is like 10 years ago, like an old one. And we're watching it, and all of a sudden, we look back, and the guy that went to his room is holding a knife behind us. And he's like, haha, Chappelle, who doesn't think he's funny? And we're like, what do you got that knife for? And he realized how weird he was looking at that point. Puts the knife down, goes back to his room. We're chilling for a little longer, and all of a sudden, we just hear him yell, "Get the fuck out!"
He was gone real far.
So we're like, okay, let's go. Yep. Like we didn't live.
So you left him there.
Well, not even. It gets worse.
Oh man.
Comes out of his room, butt naked, and he's like, "You see this?" Knocks on the wall, and he's like, "I make noise here. This is my house. I control the noise." He's like, "You guys are making noise. I do not want that noise in here." Like,
so he was actually talking to you, and he said, "Get the fuck out."
Well, he didn't tell us to leave when he came out of his room naked. Okay.
But he was talking about the noise.
But it didn't make us not rush to leave there. We were like, yeah, you know what? We should get out. But what sucked is he had a roommate not on shrooms at all.
Oh, man.
And let's say his roommate's name was Carlos. He's like, "Carlos, come over here. Turn off that light." Got him so he's like telling us he controls the noise, and he's telling him to turn off. He was like in control of all the what you could see, what you could hear. He was really taking control, and we're like, all right, let's go. And poor Carlos was left behind.
Yeah, poor guy.
Everything was fine, but that guy never did shrooms again. Because you know what he realized? He's not cool on shrooms. And maybe you won't be either. If you have dark places inside you, if you're not a good, positive person, don't do psychedelics.
This guy took shrooms and turned into like the worst manager ever. Turned into the abusive father.
Oh my God, yeah. It got bad, yo. It got bad. We felt bad for that roommate, too.
Oh, man, poor Carlos.
Wherever he is. He's fine, no one got harmed in that story, and one guy stopped doing drugs.
Okay.
The guy that should have.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He wasn't cool.
Not cool. Not cool. But speaking of guys that do drugs, Marilyn Manson, his sexual assault cases coming to a close, and it seems like he's not going to get any charges. Cool.
I guess so.
I don't really know much about it. I know that he removed a rib so he could suck his own dick.
Well,
so he doesn't even need you bitches. He's like, I wouldn't need to call that girl.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you think I'm gonna force sex
Best
on her?
defense ever.
If she says no, I'll just suck my own dick.
I mean, maybe it worked out for him, I guess.
Yeah, the big thing that came out from the court is he's definitely into weird shit, but it doesn't seem like it was assault.
There's somebody else in the news that was just in a court case for like 2 women in Toronto. Like, I forgot his name. He's some band dude. But
Is he a Canadian guy?
No, I don't think so. He might be. I don't know.
It's not the guy from Headley.
Yeah, it isn't. Yeah. So like his thing is like, one of the girls that he had sex with was a minor at the time. She was 15.
Okay, that's bad.
That's bad. Like he didn't know, right? He didn't know. But another thing is like they were saying that like he was super rough with him and it wasn't consensual, and he was like it was completely consensual, but like, you know, maybe you just felt uncomfortable with the shit that I did to you after I did it. But like he was like, you were down for the sex, so like let me.
It is a sticky one.
You know,
it's a sticky. It happens. Like these people that do rough sex. Like there's a guy, Gian Gameshi. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
So his thing was like slapping and rough sex and all this stuff. But the girl that accused him of it, there was like so many text messages of her being like, "I want you to do it. I want."
Yeah.
So he had like all this stuff, but he's still not a host on CBC anymore.
Yeah.
It's like once they
bad.
like they don't want you introducing the news after you're the guy that's known for slapping women in bed.
Yeah, for sure. But like if you slap a woman, right? Regardless of the case, like it always turned out to be bad. Always. I was thinking about Ray Rice the other day.
Well, that was bad.
But they got married after.
Yeah, but he knocked her out and dragged her out. He knocked her out.
You thought she died.
And dragged her out by the foot.
Yeah, for sure.
If he just knocked her out and carried her out like this, it would have looked a lot better.
Yeah.
The dragging out by the foot was like, oh, he's not a nice person. And that wasn't just like oh, fuck, baby, I lost my mind for a second. It was like, it was like, I've knocked her out before, and I'm not carrying her this time.
I don't know. I think he thought maybe she was dead, and he was like, I don't want to get his money, like, too many fingerprints. But nah, she flew. She hit the wall. That was bad. That was bad. But it's fucked up. Love the NFL. But you guys knew that he knocked her out before the tape came out, and you only suspended him until then. And then after the tape came out, you're like, all right, people know now.
I know. If you're good enough, you can get away with a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's true. People have.
If you're not good enough, you can't even take.
Right.
Speaking of making lots of money, Tom Cruise just made his first opening weekend $100 million. He's never done it before.
Good for Tom.
Yeah.
Good for Tom.
They set a record, well, not an overall record, but since 2007, Pirates of the Caribbean, the biggest opening weekend on a Memorial Day weekend, $160 million for Top Gun Maverick.
Okay.
I'm surprised that he's never made a big opening weekend before. Tom Cruise has been Mission Impossible.
I don't think that he's never made a big opening weekend. I think it just hasn't never been like the top opening weekend because he's a box office.
He's a box office hit.
Yeah. You know? How many times have you seen him just running? I don't care what movie it is. If he's running, it's making money.
What's your favorite Tom Cruise role?
Honestly, I'm not that big of a Tom Cruise fan. To be
honestly, fuck him. Honestly,
I'm not.
He doesn't deserve the money.
I'm not. No, he's a good actor. He's a good actor. I just I've never been the biggest fan of his. What was the movie where his face got all fucked up?
Vanilla Sky.
Vanilla Sky. That was a weird one. Man.
That was a weird one.
Remember
when he was in Tropic Thunder and you didn't even know it was him first? Like,
yeah.
Like, because I remember watching that whole movie, and then at the end they're like, "This guy was Tom Cruise." Like, what the fuck?
No, that movie was great though.
Great movie.
Great movie.
The only person to successfully pull off blackface in our lifetime.
Oh yeah, forever.
I don't know if people were doing it before, but fucking Robert Downey Jr. He got away scot-free on that one.
I said, "I'm a man playing another man."
Yeah.
In another man's body.
That was great.
I couldn't. That movie was hilarious. It made me die from laughter. I was like, blackface anytime you want, Rob. You can do it. And then he went on to play Iron Man. Like GOAT. That's a GOAT right there.
He's pretty good, and he had really bad drug problem before. He's a good second half of his career. Like, he had a great first half of his career. I don't really know why he was such a big story back there. Right? Hit the downfall and fiery comeback.
You know why though? He's a fucking cool guy.
Cool guy. Cool guys can do drugs.
Look at Johnny Depp, man.
Yeah.
Goddamn. Coolest guy. In the damn case, they're talking about how much drugs he takes, and everybody's just like, so?
Yeah.
So
The one shitty part about it we brought up last week is that she's trying to bring down some of his friends that don't want to be known as guys that do drugs.
Yeah.
Like other guys in Hollywood. Like he was doing weren't you doing cocaine with this guy
She's
on this
snitching
night?
on everybody.
And he's like, yeah, but what does that have to do with anything? Like, I'm pretty sure she just was like, if you don't give me some a better settlement, I'm gonna drag down fucking this guy and this guy, whatever. The guy that plays Vision in Marvel. Apparently, he's like a respected actor.
Yeah.
Not a guy that you imagine doing cocaine.
But I'm sorry. Have you ever been around the drama club people?
Are they known for drugs?
Oh, the drama club. Like when I was in university,
Yeah.
the drama students were the most wild. They had their They had their own parties. They said, "Fuck everybody else. We'll have our own parties. We're gonna drink, do drugs, have crazy sex, do all that crazy shit."
Yeah.
Drama. Drama's with the drama. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. They're with the shits.
Huh.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. When I think of drama kids from high school, at least, I don't think they were
Yeah, it's
big
just-
partiers. But
they go to university and they
They
really
let
find
loose.
their wings.
Ooh, that's
They
true, that's
spread
true.
their wings.
that's true.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it, man.
Get away from mom and dad. Next thing you know, cocaine is their mother and alcohol is their father. And let me tell you, mom and dad are having sex every night. One more wild story for the road. You might have seen a clip of this on Instagram or some social media. Coyle Ray, did you see her giving a lap dance to a fan?
I was actually just watching it before we started doing this show.
No.
Yeah.
So a lot of times these sexy female artists will bring a fan up on stage and give him a lap dance. I know Nicki Minaj has done it. Like lots of girls have done it.
Yeah.
Coyle Ray did it, and the guy got a little too handsy.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'll tell any guy, if you're going to a strip club and you don't know if the rules are you're allowed to touch or not, don't touch until you get the okay. You just can't just start grabbing asses.
I don't know, man.
You thought he was in the right for that?
No, I don't think he's in the right. But like, I go to the strip club. Well, when I have gone to the strip club in the past, okay, like I'll grab an ass. If they say no, if they move my hand, cool. I get it.
Okay.
But I assume that if I'm getting a lap dance,
Yeah.
I can grab some ass.
Well, in Quebec, you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
In-
Everybody knows that in Quebec. Though.
Okay.
It's a different story.
It's safe to assume when everyone knows you're allowed to grab, you're grabbing ass.
Yeah.
But if you're in a place where you don't know if you're allowed to grab ass, you should clear it first. And when you're on stage with Coyle Ray, that one would be like, that was a bold move. At first I was like, because I just saw he was wearing a belly top when he got off, and I'm like,
I thought that was
this
weird.
is
First
a
off.
flamboyantly gay man. What's wrong with this guy? But then it was actually he just rolled up his shirt, but he was pretty like creepy and pervy for a guy that's
sure.
like on stage. Like he was
For
rubbing
sure.
his dick trying to get her hard before she even sat down. Did you see that?
Yeah.
You see him like rubbing there, and then she sits down. He was way too much, yo. That wasn't the guy that you should be bringing on stage.
They brought up the wrong one.
They brought up the wrong one. He was up there and he's like, she's gonna feel my dick and I'm gonna grab her ass. Like, I'm like, who do you think you are, Ryan Seacrest, bro? Anyways, that was a great way to close this one out. You have anything to promote yourself?
I mean, I'm not big on self promotion. You know, I just
Are you putting out any content these days?
I haven't been putting out much content. You know, I've been busy with work and life as it's been
Fair
rolled
enough.
out for me. But I mean, you can follow me on Instagram, realm_2. That's REALM_2. I have another business account. It's called Make It Entertainment. You can find it there. I actually started that with this guy. And then we I don't know.
Yo, it might
whatever with
it
it,
might
you know?
start back up. You
Who
never
knows?
know.
Who knows?
You
Who
never
knows?
know. But hey, the name is sick. Make it
Yeah,
in.
but like I can I say one thing about this whole Coyle Ray thing? Like one, I was very surprised
Yeah.
at how she could make it look like her ass was actually moving.
Oh yeah, no, I've noticed that with her before.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's crazy. It's a skinny girl thing, you know. She's very good at that, right? But like I don't know. At the same time, I was kind of just like, yeah,
You weren't into it?
no, I'm not really into Coyle Ray. She's kind of grossing me out.
Oh, why?
I
Face?
don't know.
Or just too skinny?
It's just from like the worms from Men in Black, you know.
Java.
You know?
Yeah.
They remind. Like,
can
you
see
know,
that.
I see her and they kind of remind. I don't think she's like ugly or anything, but it's just like I don't know. The whole thing is just. Yeah, it's kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah. turns
So
me on a
girls,
little
no need to be anorexic this year. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. The JamEasy Times. Peace.